I need to get a bone marrow biopsy so they can find out what's going on with my platelet count. So it was scheduled for today. Today is, Ed and everyone I talked to said it was one of the most excruciating, painful experiences they had ever been through in their life. And so I was a little bit nervous about it, but I went anyway this morning. It was scheduled for 10 o'clock. I went into work early, and they got me in just a little before 10. And it really wasn't bad at all, The stories about the extreme pain are very, very exaggerated. I've had toothaches worse than what this bone marrow biopsy felt like. And I just want to reassure anybody that has to get a bone marrow biopsy, it's no big deal. If you've ever had a root canal done, you know that sharp pain that you feel in your tooth while they're doing the root canal? It's kind of similar to that, except it's in your hip. And just to show you that I really did have one done, there's the entry site, and it's right at your the top of your posterior hip bone, or your superior iliac crest, as it's known in biological circles. And what they do is first they do what's called an aspiration. They shove a needle down through the bone. First they numb you using lidocaine, so you don't feel any pain at all really until they take the needle and they start shoving it down through the bone, and you can kind of feel little crunching sensations. And when they finally get the needle down through the bone, and he was having a hard time because evidently I've got pretty hard bones, and he finally got it through, and they hook a syringe up to it and they suck up some of the liquid marrow first. And when they suck that liquid marrow out, everywhere you read says that it's going to be momentary extreme pain, you know, or a brief sharp pain. You know, it's practically nothing. I mean, hell, I felt more pain from the pressure of his fingers pushing down on my hip than when he actually aspirated the marrow out. That was no big deal. And then after they suck out the liquid marrow, they go in for a core sample. Basically, it's a tube. It's 16 gauge. If you know what 16 gauge wire, how big 16 gauge wire is, that's the size of the tube. And it's on a T-handle, and they take and they bore right down through the bone until they get through the bone completely, and then into the marrow. And then when they finally break through, it kind of loosens up a little, and they can feel when they break through. And the guy was really tired. I've got it all on recording here. I don't know if I can find that part and play it back for you, but he was tired, and he was saying, "Man, you got really hard bones." And he finally got through, and then that's the only other point where you feel a little bit of pain, but it's nothing substantial. It's nothing to be nervous about. You know, it was really, really no big deal at all. I left the doctor's office it took about 15 minutes altogether, maybe 20 minutes, and then a lot of micro recorder around with me, especially when I go to doctor's appointments. But anyway, here's a little bit of the recording at the beginning, and then I'm going to pause it again. Okay, it's May 13th at 9:30 in the morning. I have a 10 o'clock appointment at the hematologist to get a bone marrow biopsy, which I hear is going to be extremely painful. Well, in about an hour, I should be able to tell you for sure. This is where the guy's about to start injecting lidocaine in my tail end.
So I'm going to get the lidocaine ready. Just out of curiosity, the tool that you take the biopsy with, what gauge is that?
That's only a 16.
16 gauge, that's all? Mm-hmm. Oh, well that's nothing.
Yeah, no, the old needle, all size is probably a 12. So it was really big. But because also they have new techniques these days to measure what we measure, and probably I need a bigger specimen. have ways to cut it, better ways to stain it, so everything is kind of better now.
I don't know if you're going to be able to understand this or not.
But your skin, you're going to feel the shaft. Little pinch right now. And then you're going to burn, okay? Burning.
Right there's where he was injecting the lidocaine. And yes, it does burn a little bit, but nothing you can't handle. Just slight stinging sensation.
There you go. Just more light, okay? Now we're going to go deeper. You may feel a little burning again.
He's adding more lidocaine now.
The discomfort there. Out of the bone now.
And now he was putting it into the periosteum, which is the outer coating of the hip bone.
Part that has a more sensitive area, more nerve endings. Okay, we're putting a lot of lidocaine there. These are my fingers, and you're going to feel that pressure the whole time. Sometimes you're going to feel a lot of pressure, okay? Do you feel any pain if I do it? Any pain? No. No pain? Okay. So you're going to feel, again, the pressure, and I'm going to start with pressure. You're doing the aspiration first? Yes, aspiration goes first, usually.
At that point,
a lot of pressure.
This is the point where he's trying to shove the needle down through the bone.
Start now with more pressure.
How do you know when you're through the bone?
Sometimes you feel like the tension is a little less. And it's not.
Are you through?
I'm going to find out in the next 10 seconds. I'm going to take a deep breath.
I'm going to pause this again to see if I can get to the part with it.
Any pain so far?
So far, so good.
Okay.
There's no big deal. He was trying to suck the aspirate out right now.
Pressure again.
He couldn't get through. He couldn't get through the bone, so he's having to push through it even further. Because he couldn't get any marrow out of it.
Really good bone, so
It's kind of wiggle it through the bone.
I'm just getting tight of it. It really hurt.
You just said my bones were very hard.
Aspirate, and this is the part you should take a deep breath and hold it. Okay, just relax. I'm going to make some of the slide.
And he sucked it out. And that right there was one of the spots where
How much time did you take out?
the pain was the worst.
That's enough.
But it was still nothing
How much
substantial.
did they take out when you were bone marrow?
Okay, now in this part here, this is where he's actually shoving the tool in and twisting it, trying to bore down through the bone into the bone marrow. And this is what happened.
Now the last part is to take that biopsy. With pressure. A lot of pressure.
Now he's trying to shove it down through my bones.
Really hard.
He's complaining because my bones were really hard.
No more milk for you. No more milk for you.
I told him I drink a lot of milk.
You got it.
Yep.
You're still working your way in?
Yes.
Oh my God.
No, really good. That's what I'm saying. No more milk. Okay, now a lot of pressure now, okay? You're going to feel at the end a little bit of pain.
This was really the only second time that I felt pain. He was through the bone, and you could actually feel a slight popping sensation when the bone broke loose from the rest of the bone. And then as he shoved into the marrow, that's when I could feel more pain. But once again, it was no big deal. Now he's trying to get it out right now, and the main thing you can feel is him wiggling that handle back and forth, you know, and you can feel your whole body shaking because he's trying to break it loose and get the marrow to come out with the bone.
Oh, beautiful.
You got enough?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to need a new braces.
So at that point it was over. And
You know how long it's been since the two girls looked at my butt?
I asked that
That was nothing. Nothing? It was no big deal at all. I don't understand. You read all these articles on the internet, and some people are talking about the most excruciating pain they felt in their life.